Hello. Today we're gonna talk about Gundam.
Alright, so in this episode we're gonna talk about three things. What is Gundam? How does it affect my life? And how does Gundam affect Americans? So Gundam started out in 1979 as an anime that explored the genre of sci-fi and mech fighting. It was created by Yoshiyuki Tomino and the Sunrise Studio. It was a very niche and unknown show in the United States. Shows like Voltron made a small community that pushed them to explore more Japanese animations. It really wasn't until the early 2000s when Gundam Wing was broadcasted on Cartoon Network. It was received really well with the audience because of the easy to follow storyline, great character, and action. But the boom doesn't last very long. It wasn't until 2010 that excitement for Gundam finally came back. More recently, shows like Witch from Mercury and Gundam G-Clugs bring light to fans who want more modern feelings. We're talking school outfits, less blood, and more unique mech designs. These recent shows have been targeted at US audiences to get them more interested in Gundam because of the design. But it's not just that. For traditional Gundam fans, they've released shows like Gundam Unicorn and even movies like Gundam Halfway, which continue the story of the original show. The different spin-offs and series allow for different types of audiences to explore Gundam and Japanese animation as a whole. I hope you guys like that ASMR section. Because now we're gonna talk about how Gundam affected my life. Ever since I held an iPad, I was in love with Gundam. I was watching Sesame Street, Bob the Builder, Wonder Pets, and Gundam Age: The Flash of Sorrow, episode 15. I don't know why that was the only thing I watched. Most likely is because it's the only thing my dad had on my iPad. Watching Gundam brought me joy seeing all the different mechs beating each other down, and low-key it brought me low cortisol levels. And with this, I kinda wanna touch up on one of my favorite series, which is Gundam Unicorn. In Unicorn, it highlighted more of the grunt units instead of the main characters. It showed how good military units actually are, and made me realize they aren't just a walking time bomb. But shows like these also brought good morals as well. Oftentimes, they talk about how both sides of a conflict aren't fully good. Each has a reason why they fight. It's not always about the action, but it could be something like realizing we're all human. Like the person that you're shooting at, claiming to be your enemy, can be a normal person that likes doing the hobbies you like doing. Eating good food, and probably has a wife, kid, and family. Besides watching the shows, I've also built many of their model kits, like the one I just did. To me, it's really fulfilling that I could bring cool robots to life. Name any of the mechs in the show, and most likely, it's a real model kit. It's just so easy to build, very available, and looks cool. But besides that, it's very costly. And so, how does Gundam affect America today? Well, with the mass availability for shows and hobbies online, more people have access to what Gundam has to offer. This is especially true with people who love Japanese music. Gundam has hired great names in the music industry to make songs for their shows. Big name artists include YOASOBI, TM Revolution, Hiroyuki Sawano, and even SZA in their latest movie, Gundam Halfway Part 2. But there's even more. Ever since COVID struck, the hobby surge for building Gunpla, the plastic Gundam model kits, has grown significantly. Because of that, more Americans are introduced to a variety of different mobile suits besides the main mechs. Hobbyists have a wide range of creativity that allows them to branch out to whatever they want to make. There was even a grand opening in Chicago for the first US Gundam base last December. Essentially, it is the famous chain store that came all the way from Japan to the US. That's specifically for Gundam. But a sudden issue erupted this year regarding the current tariffs for imports. This caused a surge over prices. While the model kit costs vary between each set, it's obvious that the price in the United States costs at least twice as much as those in Japan. Although this hasn't stopped people from buying model kits in the States, it has made it much more difficult to get into the hobby. So, Gundam has affected a lot of people. From regular television viewing to building model kits, Gundam builds community, hobbies, and inspiration. I would say Gundam is probably one of the most recognizable things. You don't even have to watch the show to know that it's a Gundam. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Bye.